From a small fishing village on Sweden's Baltic coast, Mjällby AIF are leading the top flight, rewriting what's possible with nothing but identity, stubbornness, and smart football thinking. How can a football club from a seaside town of just 2,000 people stand toe-to-toe with the traditional big clubs of Swedish football? No billionaire backers, no big city glamour, just grit, a fishery, and a potato factory. And it's happening right now. In a league ruled by Malmö, AIK Stockholm, and Djurgården, one tiny club is turning logic upside down. 9 years ago, they were nearly relegated to the 4th tier. Today, they sit above the country's elite, selling out a 6,500-seat ground every week, built not on money, but on method. This is the Mjällby story, the club that turned their limitations into an advantage and humility into a superpower. Founded on April 1st, 1939, Mjällby AIF was never supposed to be here. Hällevik isn't a football capital, it's a fishing town, a summer escape for campers and tourists on Sweden's southeast coast. But while others came here to rest, the locals built a club, a culture, and a dream. Their first shot at top-flight football came in 1980. It was short-lived, they went down immediately, and for decades, Mjällby bounced between divisions, surviving, rebuilding, refusing to vanish. The club is partially fan-owned, powered by its own people. This rise isn't overnight success. It's decades of survival, reinvention, and courage. A long story of a community that refused to let its club fade away. Back in 2016, Mjällby was broken. The club was drowning in debt, drifting toward collapse. But one man refused to let it die. Hasse Larsson, a club figure since 1979, Larsson stepped up not just to save a football team, but to rebuild a system. His vision was about structure and sustainability over survival. Larsson reorganized the club around its core identity: local players, smart recruitment, and financial sanity. No investors chasing headlines, no desperate gambles, just a clear, patient plan. They built a team of thinkers, technical staff who understood the project, not just the paycheck. Every decision aligned with one principle: grow intelligently, not expensively. When Mjällby returned to Allsvenskan in 2020, nobody expected anything. No stars, no fanfare, just quiet belief. Behind closed doors, they finished 5th, their highest ever league position. A tiny club from Hällevik had become the talk of Swedish football. Then came 2023, the year everything changed. Mjällby went through the cup, beating stronger teams like Hammarby and shocking the country. For the first time in their history, they reached the Swedish Cup final. They didn't win. Häcken lifted the trophy, but what Mjällby earned was far greater: respect. That run proved the method, the culture, and clarity of purpose. The rest of Sweden finally understood. Mjällby aren't the underdogs anymore. They're becoming the blueprint. And in 2024, Mjällby proved it wasn't a one-off. Another 5th place finish, 50 points, their highest ever. They weren't just surviving anymore. They were outthinking clubs with 10 times their budget. By 2024, Mjällby were building a model to make it last. So, how does a small budget club from a fishing village outthink Sweden's football giants? It starts with Anders Torstensson, 59 years old, calm, meticulous, and incredibly grounded. He's been Mjällby's head coach 3 times, and when he's not managing the team, he's a school principal. That says everything about how this club operates: humble, structured, and relentlessly detail-oriented. Tactically, Mjällby's identity is built on balance. They combine controlled possession with a ferocious defensive work rate. Not reactive football, but a measured rhythm built around smart, low-risk decisions. Their 3-4-2-1 system under Torstensson revolves around 3 key ideas. Smart overloads in build-up, where midfielders rotate to drag markers. Wing-backs like Elliot Stroud and Herman Johansson pushing high to stretch the line. Vertical play through the half spaces, dropping strikers to link possession before breaking behind the press. It's simple in structure, but brutally efficient. Mjällby's attacking shape focuses on patience. They play through lines rather than over them. Few long balls, fewer crosses, but constant manipulation of space. Their best work comes through the left half space, where they generate most of their expected goals. They'll switch play across the right flank to reset structure, but the danger usually returns to that left channel, a space they've turned into their creative stronghold. Opponents constantly struggle to turn their own final third entries into shots. Mjällby compresses the box so effectively that even quality teams rarely penetrate the penalty area. Their defensive structure doesn't bend. It delays, suffocates, and frustrates. Pressing is a weapon, not a gamble. But behind their latest evolution stands a new mind, Carl Marius Aksum, a 35-year-old Norwegian nicknamed the Doctor. Why? Because he literally holds a PhD in visual perception, studying how footballers scan and read the game. He joined Mjällby in 2024, chosen out of 80 candidates not for fame, but for philosophy. Together with Torstensson and sporting director Hasse Larsson, Aksum reshaped Mjällby's attack without abandoning their defensive DNA. Under Aksum, the team became more vertically purposeful. They still defend better than anyone in Allsvenskan, but now they move the ball faster through the thirds, shorter distances, sharper angles, more intentional spacing. Keeper Noel Turnqvist, once seen as limited with the ball, was retrained to build under pressure and eventually earned a move to Serie A's Como. This shift didn't replace the old virtues, it elevated them. Local players still form the backbone. Work rate, humility, and tactical discipline remain the currency of selection, but there's a new fluency, a style that turns patience into pressure and intelligence into advantage. In attack, Mjällby's chemistry is their real strength. Duos like Roykjær and Stroud, Johansson and Mane, Gustafsson and Johansson, each generate value through timing and awareness. And when it comes to influence, Abdullah Iqbal leads the team, progressing from deep zones with composure. This is the core of Mjällby's model. Control possession, protect space, exploit half spaces, and make every movement mean something. Captain Jesper Gustafsson summed it up best. It's fun to play football again. And for Mjällby, fun means winning. And only one loss all season. When local defender Axel Noren earned a call-up to Sweden's national team while still playing for Mjällby, it wasn't just a proud moment. It was a statement, a sign of how far this club has come. His selection wasn't about hype or exposure. It was about intelligence. The way he reads the game, plays through pressure, and thinks with the ball. That's Mjällby in one sentence. A club defined not by budget, but by brain. Mjällby's magic isn't just tactical, it's cultural. It's a fishing town that refuses to accept limits. And now, they sit on top of Allsvenskan. No one expected them to lead at this stage, but here they are. With success comes a new challenge, staying there. Mjällby must balance ambition with discipline, chase wins without losing identity, grow without overspending. They've defied football's financial gravity, but now the real test begins, sustaining it. Big clubs will chase their players, media will look for cracks. Achieving a dream is one thing, staying there takes something deeper. By 2025, Mjällby isn't an underdog anymore. They're a model. They've rewritten assumptions about Swedish football, that you need wealth or big cities to compete. Now, other clubs are watching, learning that structure and culture can outperform money. Mjällby's story is more than a Swedish underdog story. It's a lesson in modern football. That identity matters more than image. That data, discipline, and humility can stand shoulder to shoulder with spending. In a world of mega clubs and billion-dollar brands, Mjällby reminds us why football still belongs to people. A seaside village, a clear philosophy, a team that plays with both head and heart. If you are interested in more football stories and match analysis, don't forget to subscribe. See you soon.